Our first question is, which countries in Africa would be very favorable to protecting your investment?
Okay, so I think that's one of the criteria in the World Bank PwC report on the ease of doing business, and usually Mauritius is ranked as number one in Africa in terms of ease of doing business. I think you can really set up a business in Mauritius in less than a week, and then Mauritius has signed a very large number of agreements in order to protect foreign investors. At the same time, Mauritius is obviously part of Africa, but it is also, an island, and it is not always easy to operate from Mauritius into the rest of Africa. So usually what we see, as groups tend to spend is that they usually have some sort of hubs. One hub usually in North Africa, and it's quite common to use Morocco, which is also, presenting itself as one of the gateways into Africa. So Morocco in the north, Ghana, or maybe like Ivory Coast right now for West Africa. Then South Africa, obviously, is very commonly used as a gateway to Africa. And then on the East Coast, either Mauritius or a country like Kenya, which is also doing very good efforts in order to attract foreign investment.
All right. Our second question is, getting capital importation certificates for financing in Nigeria comes at a very high price. Currently, as it requires converting U.S. dollar financing at an official FX rate. How do you see this? Do you recommend it under any circumstances?
Okay, so I take that still addressed to me. I agree that there are issues with sourcing USD in Nigeria. But one thing I would like to say is I see that this is not a permanent issue. I think it's more of a short-term issue that will likely go away when probably the oil price goes up. Nobody knows when that's going to happen. But also the Nigerian government is trying to diversify the economy, and they're making progress in that regard. So foreign exchange issue, especially concerning the rate of getting USD, would likely go away, right? Probably, I don't know, 1 year or 2 years time. So, but again, the rules haven't changed as to how to get investment into Nigeria. So no alternative as to registering your capital in Nigeria as of today. So the current practice is you go through a local bank, and of course the local banks are going to use the official rate as approved by the central bank in converting your USD to Naira if you need to use Naira in Nigeria. And also at the time of taking out your profits or your investment, it is also expected that you will go through the banks to get out your investments, right? But that is if you need to translate your USD to Naira. For example, companies in the oil and gas that operate in USD, it's not an issue for them because they bring in USD, their dealings are in USD, and they also take out their profit in USD with ease. So these challenges are prevalent with sectors that they don't deal locally in United States dollars. That'll be my response.
One question for both of you. We have a large number of questions that have come in that you won't have time to respond to today. Would you make suggestions on how we approach those questions?
You can certainly send us emails, and we'll be able to address the question after the webcast.
Okay, so we will try to address all of those and report back to you. And so if your question isn't answered here, we'll try to make it answered. And one last question: if we have angel investors from another country looking to invest at a startup in Africa, what are they going to be concerned about from a tax perspective as they look at startups in Africa?
Well, usually at the startup area, there is no or limited profit, so usually corporate income tax is not so much a concern. What could be a concern could be payroll taxes. If employees, are being sent to Africa, or local employees are being hired, or expat are being sent. Also taxes which are not assessed on profit, like business license tax, for example, or VAT. And once again, keeping in mind that the idea is to grow the business, and after a few years, being able to pay dividends back home, or who knows, maybe like sell the company to a third party. So keeping in mind what would happen and what would be the tax implication in 5, 6, 10 years down the road, when that specific company would be in a profit-making position. And also going back to what Omoike was saying about all the free trade zone exemptions which might be available on the ground, making sure that the application is made so that the company could benefit from all these custom and tax exemptions.
All right. Well, thank you both so much for your participation today. Our time is now up, and we thank everyone for the wonderful questions, and we will get responses to those that weren't responded during the webinar. A special thanks for Gilles and for Omoike for being with us today. And just a reminder, this webinar will be available for on-demand viewing within 24 hours. And if you're interested in attending more ABP webinar events, please be sure to visit our website and register to learn more about Africa Business Portal. And we thank you so much. We have some great webinars coming up. There'll be a wonderful one the end of February, and then we have Exim Bank and USTDA and OPIC on a webinar in March 30th on unlocking the secrets of U.S. lending in Africa. And we'll have a great monthly schedule of webinars, so we encourage you to participate. So thank you so much for participating, and thank you again, Gilles and Omoike. It's been wonderful to work with you.
Thank you, Gilles. Thank you, Jessica, as well.
Thank you both.
All right. Thanks again, and thanks to all of you for participating today, and we're so grateful for the attendees.